Welcome to One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. I am your host, Dr. P, the Outfluencer, and your powerful presence mentor. Also, the creator of the 5-step mindset magic process. We'll talk a little bit about that. Today, we are talking about excellence. It's kind of fun. I was having sushi with a friend, a client this was a few years back, and it still just hits me every so often. Like a funny story, and yet it was sort of a punch in the gut at the time. And the resolution is what made it funny. And it's just this simple. I was about to give a presentation to this gentleman's group, and not a gentleman's group, the man I was having sushi with that night, and his team. I was going to be talking to his team the next morning. And we're having a casual conversation, and I asked him, because I like to know when I'm having a conversation or when I'm going to be doing a training, I like to know what the expectations are. And I said, "What do you expect of me tomorrow?" And he said, "Excellence." And I stopped mid-bite, and I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. And we went on, just like that was it. I wanted him to say, well, I'd love you to cover these topics, or so-and-so's having a little trouble with communication, or how do you handle this objection, or how do you stop thinking about this so that you can think about that, and like moving to the next level, all the stuff that I teach. And his one word response just sort of like, it shook me, it resonated with me, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, he expects excellence. Like, I've got to really get on my game. I've got to level up. I've got to get to this place. And it wasn't until about a year later that I was talking to him about it. And he said, this wasn't a challenge. It was more like an endorsement. Like, everything you've ever brought to my team has been excellence. And that's all I expected. So when you asked me, what did I expect from you? I expected you to do what you do. And I think that's huge. Partly not yay me that I've delivered excellence, more that I heard it as a challenge to level up. And I think that is where we all are, that it doesn't matter what level you're playing at. It just doesn't matter what level you're playing at. That message of, I want excellence. I want the next level of excellence. What is that next level? That's huge. What is that next level for you? What could that be? What does that look like for you? Are you reading enough? Are you with enough people who help to level you up? Are you engaging in mastermind groups where you meet with groups of people who think differently, where you're deliberately not the smartest person in the room? You might be the smartest in certain areas, but you're not the smartest person in the room. Are you engaging in thought beyond where you're currently thinking? Are you engaging in activities, pushing yourself beyond where you're currently thinking? Some of you might have seen that. Did you hear that? All right. So I've got a little helper today. And if you're listening to this, that's my cat. If you're seeing this, you're seeing my cat's tail. So there you are. Her level of leveling up to excellence is to ask for what she needs. And in that moment, she was poking on me to get petted. Look, the whole level of excellence for all of us, I think, is to get to a place where we can measure our baseline and measure what the next level is. There was a long period of time. The reason I'm even introducing my cat or letting my cat into this room is because there was a long period of time that I thought excellence had to be in some container. Oh, people must never see a hair out of place. When the truth is, excellence is actually authenticity. Excellence is the real you showing up, the real you. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt and I could be, well, if I'm going to do a podcast, I should put on my suit and at least a sport jacket. And the truth is, this is how I am. I'm also the guy in a button-down shirt. I'm also the guy in a sport coat. I'm also the guy that goes out in shorts and sandals. I'm also the guy that has Louboutins. It's like, how authentically are you going to show up, and how much are you going to push yourself to let go of what was and the way things should be, to step into what can be and bring that to your next level of engagement with other people. You've got to push, you've got to get yourself to read something differently, to be around people who inspire you, to listen to podcasts and get you to think about, well, what's your next, right? All of this is to get you to that next level of excellence. Excellence is a conversation, it's a concept, it's all of that it's very near and dear to my heart, because I look for it. I look for it in customer service. I look for it when I travel. I look for it in interactions with other people. And when I find it, I call it out. And that's what John did with me over a sushi dinner, was to call it out. And what's great about that is, one, he called it out, and two, I missed it, which is fantastic, because I took it, as I said, as a challenge, and I'm bringing that challenge to you. You're operating at a certain level. What's your next level? How are you going to get to a place where you can level up? And that starts with, where are you now? An inventory. Like, do you love your life? Do you love everything about your life? You could, and that's great. And you could still be what I call joyfully dissatisfied, right? So you could love everything about it, or you could say, yeah, you know what? I love most things, but this is out of balance, or this one's lacking. And the key here is not to focus on the lack, but to focus on, how do you get to what you want? Well, I don't have this. Well, I don't have that. It's not where we're focusing. Where are you headed to get what you want? And who do you need to become to have that thing too? It's all there. It's all there. And that's what I want to leave you with. How do I get to that next level? This is Dr. Wayne Purnell, Dr. P, the Outfluencer and your Powerful Presence mentor. And you're joining me here on One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. Thanks for joining me.